Anything Wii U can do, Switch can do better. It can do much more than you think it can do. Welcome to the new series, Anything Wii U Can Do, Switch Can Do Better, where we look at all the things that the Wii U can do and imagine how the Switch can do them better. I'm your host, Jeffrey. Welcome, and you are watching Gamestork. I am really excited again to delve back into looking at these games running on the Nintendo Wii U and imagining just how great the Nintendo Switch could make our lives as far as first-party Nintendo games and third parties. And today we're looking at something slightly different, as you can see running in the background. It already ruins exactly what it is, which is Watch Dogs that ran on the Wii U and also on the PS4 at the same time. Now here's the thing about this. Not worried about release dates or anything like that. The point in this video, or talking about these videos, is the fact that these things, when downgraded to fit on a console, it doesn't necessarily break the game. Now last time, just to clear up a couple little statements that I made, I was mixing up my thought processes on the PS3 and the PlayStation 4. The PS4 has up to 5 gigabytes of RAM at any given time, and the PS3 actually had less than 1, which was a little bit less than the Wii U at the time. So despite the fact that everyone was coming out because Nintendo is stamped on a console saying, you know, none of these games should run on the Wii U at the time in comparison to the PS3, they did, because the Wii U was slightly stronger than the PS3. Not according to the fanboys out there at the time. Trust me, I was around. I was very aware of it. But still, to say, this today is a comparison between a console that has up to 5 gigabytes of RAM at any point in time to run a game, and another console that had 1 gigabyte of RAM to be able to run a game. Now, this was obviously the Wii U, and as we can see, looking at this game, the Watch Dogs actually runs really good. It looks great, and it doesn't break the game. As a matter of fact, you would look at this, and without actually doing a breakdown, which we'll do in just a minute, you might go ahead and assume that this is just your run-of-the-mill game. You recognize this game immediately, and whether or not you love this game, I thought it was good, but it wasn't great. Either way, looking at this, you can tell that running on the Nintendo Wii U, it didn't ruin the game and it didn't break the game, even though it was clearly scaled down in order to fit. Now, what's the significance here, though, that we're talking about? This is the fact that this generation game, which was obviously, according to a lot of people, ahead of the Wii U's time, it wouldn't run, this and this. You had a system that would give 4 to 5 gigabytes at any given time of RAM to run these games, so it's much more powerful. But this game, because of the want of Ubisoft to put this on a Nintendo console, was downgraded enough, or scaled down enough, in order to run on a console that only had 1 gigabyte of RAM. And let me remind you, if you haven't played this game, it's a massive open world game, very just lots of systems, lots of stuff goes into this game. Very impressive. I remember at the time when this was announced that they were, comparing this to Grand Theft Auto and how it might be better and this and that, which I, at this point, say that it isn't. But we can't deny that a lot of things interact with each other in this game, and it takes a lot of GPU to run this thing the way it needs to be run. Now, here is the kicker here, is the fact that running on the PlayStation 4, this thing could take up to 5 gigs at any time to run, and on the Wii U, they had this game running at 1 gigabyte of RAM. Now, the Nintendo Switch has, right now, they don't know the exact number, but we're looking at approximately 3 gigabytes of RAM at any given time to run games. Although this number isn't official, you can see that the operating system is very, very just nothing. I mean, it's very fast, it's very efficient, it's very just, some people called it bleak and said, when are we getting designs and when are you getting this? Well, the reality is it makes, the theme stuff is coming, but the way that this is designed makes it to where more of the power of the console goes to running a game instead of running the operating system or the user interface. And I like that. I like keeping it simple, keeping it straightforward, making it fast, and making sure that a lot of power goes to running the game. So knowing that Watch Dogs can run on the Nintendo Wii U and look as good as it is compared to the PlayStation 4, only running it with 1 GB of RAM behind it. We know that the system that can push up to 3 at any given time, which is much more powerful, over twice as powerful, could do a much better job at running this open world game, and it would probably do such a good job that you could barely tell the difference between the Nintendo Switch version and the PlayStation 4 version of this game. Now, still there will be some people in the comments that say this is a last generation game. Guys, the PS4 is a generation. The PS4 Pro is a reiteration of the same generation, and all of these, even though the games have gotten better, they're all a part of the same console generation because the PlayStation 4 is the console generation. Just as the Wii U was its own console generation, and the Nintendo Switch, even if it gets a Nintendo Switch Pro or something with the X2 when it comes out from Tegra, it's still going to be a part of the same console generation. And the fact is, even though the graphics have gotten better, this is showing that the early PS4 graphics could run with 1 GB of RAM, which is an indication to me that if these companies really want these things on a Nintendo Switch, that they can run them with approximately 3 GB of RAM, down from only 4 to 5 on the PlayStation 4 at any given time. That tells me this is very possible that they can not only make these things run, that's not even the question, making them look good and just about as good as the competitor is possible. What worries me with this is that, like these games, they don't typically come out at the same time. For some reason, they leave things out of the Nintendo ports and they push them back so that they obviously won't sell. So my hope with this and going through these things in the future is that if these third parties do get on board and they do push their games onto this console, that they will bring them out at the exact same time so people like me will be able to buy them, take them on the go, and then someone will lean over your shoulder in public and say, hey, what is that playing that game? And you'll say Nintendo Switch. Boom, sold. Right? That's all it takes. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. This is awesome. We're going to keep digging in to see everything the Wii U can do and how the Switch can do it better. And I'm sure that as we go, you guys are going to see, just as I do, looking at all these titles and all the things that Wii U can do, just how much the Switch will be capable of. And not just capable, but capable of doing these things on the go in handheld mode. Anyway, that's going to be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Be sure to let me know how you feel about this in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you would like to help to improve the quality of content on this channel and also help to make content come out faster, please go to this link at gofundme.com/Gamestork to help me replace the equipment needed in order to make this channel better. Again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and if nothing else, just be sure to watch, like, and subscribe. Thanks again. Bye.